Hi ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in Eindhoven at the Eindhoven Rugby Club and I'm going to meet up with a former teammate of mine, the one and only, the hot stepper, Inga Njikelana. Oh Ing, Sumfana, hey, good to see you.
How's it going, buddy?
No, good, all good.
Oh, yes, yes.
Before we start, I want to show you the star, Selborne College.
Home of the brave and the free.
You brought it all the way from South Africa.
Yeah, man, I've had this tie since high school. So, yeah, carried with me all the important events, times like these as well. So, yeah. And welcome to RC.
Thank you very much. Shall we get into it?
Let's go, buddy.
Let's go.
Yes.
Masambe. All right, let's start with the handshake. It's a click, and a click and a pull.
Yeah.
Is that a East London thing or?
I would want to claim it. I think I've seen it quite a bit all around South Africa.
Okay.
So.
Okay, it's not just from Monty.
No.
Okay. So you've been in the Netherlands now for how long?
I've been in the Netherlands for 2 years and 2 months now. So I came over here for work and yeah, just enjoying it ever since.
Okay. Well, were you working for? What kind of work are you doing?
So I work for ASML. So we basically manufacture the machines that make microchips.
And for those that don't know, it's a massive company. Most people have never heard of it, ASML, but they've had a part in almost a big part of your life. Everything that has a chip in it. How many % of the world's chips are actually made in the machines from ASML?
Man, I wouldn't know the numbers off by heart, but it's massive.
It's 70% or more, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so you've been enjoying it.
Oh, it's been a joy, man. It's been a joy. It's been great to change scenery and just experience a different part of the world. You know, it's been an exciting experience.
So how's it been adapting to the Netherlands? Because we know today is actually a beautiful day, but it's normally not like this. How have you adapted to life in the Netherlands? You came here by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so how's it been adapting?
First of all, I just want to say that my employer did quite a good job making sure that I integrate well. Because there are a lot of stresses when you move. You know, there's figuring out the housing, finding a place, everything admin involved, and moving your furniture, family if you have. So they really put in a lot of effort into making sure that the people that come from abroad actually integrate smoothly, or as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the housing thing in a minute because I can tell you it is a very challenging situation. But before we get there, how does the working environment differ between the Netherlands and South Africa? Like your employer and the way they, you know, the kind of employer-employee relationship. How is that different from South Africa? Is it the same or is it different in your opinion?
From what I've seen, it's completely different. It's a very different. I did I'll have to think about this now, but I did a cultural awareness course quite recently, and like they talk about how like the cultural impact also shapes the working environment and so on and so forth. So, but like the point I want to bring across is that there's a very small gap between top management and like the people on the floor, so to speak. And I think from my experiences in South Africa, you know, you had a manager and he had a manager and they had a manager, and you know, it was a very interesting dynamic, you know, and you can't really send an email straight to someone. You need to pass through someone.
To the chief.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's just one of the differences. Obviously, like the work culture as well, and it's very chilled here, and yeah.
And how many holidays are you getting per year?
That's another difference. So I think to add it up, I get around 40.
Okay, 40 days of holiday.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Yeah, and I think, you know, the company I work for was, it was a different situation, but in the Netherlands usually they've got a big respect for the kind of work-life balance, right?
Yes.
That I think is definitely different.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people that don't work on Fridays, for example. Like they have that option not to work on Fridays.
Yeah, that's crazy, but flip. And getting used to the weather here in the winters, how's that been?
Man, I think my first winter here was punishing. Yeah, it was horrible. So yeah, I was talking to my mom because it was winter in South Africa recently, and she was, crying about how cold she is.
Yeah.
And then I asked her, what's the temperature? And then she told me like 17 degrees. Yeah, like that was funny for me because we've experienced like much colder than that, and it's taken a lot of getting used to. So we're heading to our third winter now, and let's see. But I don't think I'm used to it yet.
Yeah, and before we get to the rugby, you've done something quite big recently. You bought a house, and how was that? How was that process? Just in a short, just explain how that works, and also how difficult it is.
It's very difficult because I'd say it's a very small country, and there's a lot of industry now happening, and a lot of people are coming in. Because of these opportunities, and there's just not enough space. So the housing market is very competitive. If you want to rent, if you want to buy, it's very competitive. Just a random story, I know a mate of mine who with his wife overbid for a property that they liked, by like 40,000 euros. That's close to $1 million in rands.
Yeah.
And they still didn't get it.
Jeez. That's crazy.
That's really crazy. So I think there's a lot of overbidding, a lot of competition in the market, and you're just lucky if you agree on an offer with a seller.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, so last question before we get to the rugby.
Hi.
Let's talk about pros and cons of the Netherlands versus South Africa. There are definitely a lot of both.
I would say South Africa definitely has the weather.
Better weather.
Yeah, advantage. So if it's not cold, very cold, then it's raining. You get rain for days here.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and the summers are actually very hot, uncomfortably hot, like humid hot.
Yeah.
So I think the weather is a bit of a con here, but everything else is probably much safer, much organized. Like the transport system is, has it all figured out.
Yeah.
And just everything is just running smoothly. That's the one thing that I appreciate about this place.
Yeah, I've got to say, I had to renew a residence permit of mine recently. And even if you go to the municipality, you make a thing online. Most of the time you don't need to go in, right? But anyways, for my permit, I go back in. Man, it was like they've got everything sorted. I went there, and then I had to make a follow-up, actually, at another place. Well, sorry, I had to make a follow-up, and then I went to this place, and then the lady checked my things again, because there were some new things that I had to do there. And then she was like, "Oh, my colleague previously could have done this, and this. She should have done it." And I said, "Yeah, no, but you didn't know yet." And then she was like, "Oh, okay." she was like upset that this person all this stuff. So that was I mean, at least from that point, it's better than it's at par. It is better than kind of the bank service that you sometimes get in South Africa. Although I'm sure people will also be complaining about that. Okay, let's get to the rugby. Right. So we've been teammates at the Vets, which is in Valkenswaard. So that's just south of Eindhoven. We're now north of Eindhoven. Actually, at my former club, the rugby club Eindhoven. Inga, one of the reasons obviously you moved here is because you bought a house which is much closer to this club.
Yeah.
But just tell us, how was it adapting to rugby life here at the Netherlands? Because I know a lot of people, a lot of South Africans do have issues adapting to the rugby. Yeah. How's the experience been for you?
It's been different. Rugby is very different. One thing that I can think of is that like most of the players in these leagues, haven't played rugby for long, so they don't have that bank of skills that they've built over the years. So I think just off by heart, just getting people to move the ball is a bit of a challenge. You know, it can get a bit one-dimensional. Yeah, also like the weather doesn't help because we play a large part of the season through winter, you know, and there's a lot of rain in those months. There's a lot of snow in those months as well. So, so it's just a difficult, torturous experience.
Yeah, there was a match. That I don't think I was at that match, but the guys were telling me Inga was like this on the field, and when the ball wasn't moving, you went and put on your jacket on the side of the field.
Yeah, man, I was saving
Tell us
energy.
more about
man.
that.
I was
Yeah.
saving energy. Yeah, yeah, because I felt like most of my energy went into keeping warm. But yeah, I think that's for me one of the biggest differences, like the skill levels, of course, and just the excitement to find space, excitement to run lines, and excitement to just get the ball moving and play with a bit of flair, and like how border rugby is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
like with
always
a step.
inside,
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah, and how have you found adapting to the conditions here with the field? Because the field's very soft, yeah, but they're generally in good condition.
Yeah,
I mean, some of them
yeah.
are a bit muddy, but like the field at the vet,
Drainage is absolutely amazing.
yeah, exactly. So how have you found it to play in that thing? Does it hamper some of those strengths? Because Inga is a big side stepper and he has broken many ankles here in the Netherlands. These guys are like, oh my word, Inga, they could barely not even touch you. And I said to them, no, he's just one of hundreds there
Yeah.
from border. So they'll be shocked if they come down there and hopefully come on a tour one day. But how have you found kind of playing on these muddy, soft pitches?
Yeah, but yeah, as you said, I think the draining is top class on these pitches, and it should be if it rains this much. But yeah, like it can't drain forever, right?
Yeah.
So it does get muddy, and at that point, you can't really do much in terms of stepping. You just need to play this kind of one-dimensional, tactical, positional rugby, which is also fun. And yeah, like the game continues.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. Like just catching the ball in these conditions is so much more difficult. Like you really got to concentrate to get the ball because English lining is normally dry in the winter. Ball's just sticking to your fingers. Yeah, it was very difficult. But just tell us lastly before we start talking about your school days. What position are you playing now at the new club, at Rugby Club Eindhoven, and how's it been fitting in here?
So I've played a bit outside centre. Like I don't want to play centre because I've always struggled with the size. But I'm playing outside centre now because it's much better finding the gaps on the outside. But my preferred position, and I play that quite a lot in the games. So maybe I switch between outside and fullback. Gives you a good opportunity to bring the counter when they kick. But you find that they kick once or twice and they don't want to kick anymore. But yeah, like I enjoy the freedom in a fullback, and yeah, like that's one of my favorite positions.
Okay, no, lekker. All right, cool. Let's get on to border, or at least let's get on to the topic of border rugby. Let's talk a little about Selborne College. You were a matric in what year?
2011.
2011, okay. So what are some of your best memories? What people were there when you were there that have kind of done well for themselves, or some rugby players that other people might recognize? And yeah, just tell us what school was like there in Selborne College.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Yeah, I think it shaped a lot of like the man I've become. Yeah, something money can't buy. My best memories, maybe starting from grade 8. Like the tours to Queens and Dale. Like those were exceptional experiences. Going to the rec, experiencing that atmosphere on the stands there. With the Queenians just giving it everything, supporting their team. That was just amazing, man. I remember as well, like my first train trip to Grey Bloom.
Yes.
Yeah, because in the olden days, I think they use buses now. we used to take a train to Grey. So like that experience, like in the cabin, with the boys, Niki, Links, so yeah, like those are exceptional memories, man. Yeah.
Yeah, geez, man, that must have been awesome. Well, we never went on train tour. I went to Hudson Park, and we never did that. But yeah, I can imagine I'm sure it was a lot more fun than on the buses.
Yeah.
The buses can also be fun, but you can't move around. You got to sit and yeah.
Yeah, and I think what made it fun is we slept over. So like the train takes a bit longer. So we went overnight and we were sleeping, moving around the train, and just getting to know each other because we were boys, young. All of us came from different most of us came from different primary schools, and yeah, it was just another exercise of just getting to know each other. Yeah, so trips to Paarl. I think we only had one trip to Paarl in the 5 years that I was there, but like those were the memories, man.
Oh, okay.
So,
and some people that were there in the same time as you, people might know.
I'm not sure if they'll know. I think Jobotwana.
Yes.
Oh, I've got a story about him actually.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what team we were playing, but it was my first year in the open section.
Yeah.
I was in grade 10, and we're playing St Andrews. So yeah, long story short, we put him on the wing. Like he wasn't really even practicing because he was just worried about his running.
Yeah.
And never wanted to get injured. So we put him on the wing, and every time they got the ball to him, it was a try time. That team was clearly much better than us, and we didn't deserve to win that game.
Yeah.
But we just, gooide the ball to Anas.
And he just ran it.
And he just ran.
Jeez, that must have been crazy.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think, he was in the Olympics, I think, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, also exceptional guys who are all over the world right now. I know Fanta, I think he was in Dubai for a while. Yeah, and a lot of others.
Talking about players that were there during your time, which players can you kind of remember that stood out for you?
We had a lot of good players in the 5 years that I was there. Thinking from my year alone, we had exceptional players. I remember there was a guy, Uzuzake Ngandweni.
Yeah.
So he had defied like the stereotype of like the first team outside center. He was very short, but he had a very mean step.
Yeah.
Very good understanding of the game, and he was very brutal in the defense as well. So a good mate of mine. Played first team, of course, in his matric year. Previous years, Boloko, offensive Boloko. He was crazy, a talent. I think all the way from I think it was in primary school in George Randall.
Okay.
And he was a talent from that time, and won the first team a lot of games.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had the Chris Cluties as well. When I was in grade 8, we had the Craig Shones, the Kretzmans, the Bursies, legends of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So let's end this off with some Gwijo. What was your favorite Gwijo at in high school?
Do you want me to sing it for you?
Yeah, well, why not?
Okay. Actually, we had a corner, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you see how the Selborne Pavilion is, right? So on the one side, it was the teachers and the parents and all of that, and then on the other side, it was the boys, and they would trickle down all the way to the floor. And then in the corner there, it was the matrics, and that's where all the Gwijos would come from.
Okay.
So yeah, like those were memorable times as well. Which one can I think of? That was sung in the day.
Yeah. Maybe that's okay. I don't know what they sing these days. I mean,
yeah, there was one like I'll sing now. He said, okay, like the guys following will say, Thula mntwano mntwana ibaleka kunzima Thula mntwano mntwana ibaleka kunzima. And then the person leading or the people leading will say Yewetini balik Yewetini balik Yebaleka kunzima. Yebaleka kunzima. Yeah. But those are one of the. Well, that is one of the songs we'd sing there, and it was exceptional, man.
Yo, I don't know that song, but that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, if you mix it together, it's an atmosphere, and I think that's one of the things that are missing here as well. If you're playing rugby here, there's none of that.
Spirit, togetherness. Yes. People are. It's quite individualistic culture, I would say, but that's something I miss a lot as well. Yeah, man. I mean, because I was a matric in 2006. We didn't have that song, but we had this song. Like when the ref is doing something, then they would sing. Help me. How does it start again? Lento yenzayo,
Hailunganga,
lento yenzayo, halunganga, lento yenzayo. And then they go, Mr. Ref, what you're doing is not right. Yeah, like this. And there's another one which I can't completely sing yet because you'll know what the words is, but that's all. Zoleka, Zoleka, Zoleka. Zoleka, and then the rest I'm not going to sing. Zoleka, yeah. And but that was really great. When I was a matric, actually, I started. I have said this before on the channel, but when I was at Queen's, when we were at Queen's in the stands, I played the drums there, like especially those kind of house rhythms, I would say, South African house rhythms, and. I was a music student, and then I said, no, we need to beat these guys at this. So I went back and I took some of the musicians that I knew from our band, our concert band. We had a very classical, like director, and we were just playing classical songs. So I said to these guys, guys, we're going to play some house music now at the rugby. And then the O's were like, no. I remember Inga Njikelana, if he's listening, he was on the drums. He was a big part of the thing. And Sozi was also, he had this big, what's this instrument called now? I can't remember. But it's a big brass instrument, like ba. Yeah, but we had a lot of good times. So then we started playing a lot of like Mosquitoes church grooves, and also, we played a lot of those songs. And I think we also did this, DJ Fresh did this remix, like You Are Who You Are.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Don't change. And dun.
Yeah, I remember that one as well.
Yeah. So those were good times. Then I went back there, there's so many options these days. So kids can do this and this and that. What I really liked about our days, I mean, still in South Africa, it's still nice. I love the school system, that togetherness, compared to here where everyone's kind of just doing their own thing. But now people have so many distractions or other things that they can do, so many choices. So in my opinion, it takes a little bit away from that togetherness, because that's something I really enjoyed about high school. For me, it was a great experience, just that togetherness and the singing and stuff. So, and especially like in East London with the Gwijos and stuff, man, that stuff really was really some of my best memories. Anyways, Ings, I think we'll end it there. Thanks so much, my man. It's been really good to get to know you. And all of the best for your time here at Rugby Club Eindhoven, and who knows what the future holds. But I hope, wish you all of the best. Thank you very much.
Love it, man. Thank you for this opportunity to come out and have a chat.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you would like to, you can obviously go ahead and like and subscribe. And I'm also putting a link there if you want to donate money to the grassing of the rugby pitch in Morgan Bay, which has been a really great initiative. So feel free to also go and click there and donate some money. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, sayonara. Thula mntwano mntwana ibaleka kunzima. Thula mntwano ibaleka kunzima. Thula mntwana, ibaleka kunzima. Thula mntwana, ibaleka kunzima. Continue.
Yeah, I can't. I need to write.
Thula mntwanam.
Tula.
Mntwanam.
Mntwanam.
Yeah. So, child of my child.
Tula.
Mntwanam.
Mntwanam.
Thula mntwanam. Ibaleka kunzima. So, baleka kunzima.
Yeah.
So, thula mntwanam. Baleka kunzima. Thula mntwanam. Baleka kunzima. Thula mntwanam. Baleka kunzima. Thula mntwanam. Ibaleka kunzima. Okay, get it? Thula mntwanam. It's the same thing. Baleka kunzima. Thula mntwanam. Ibaleka kunzima. Carry on.
What's the start?
Thula
mntwana.
Love it.
Ubaleka kunzima.
Thula mntwana. Ibaleka kunzima. Thula mntwana.
Ubaleka
kunzima.
Ubaleka
Love it. That's okay. That's okay, Jay. Yeah,
I need
like
to
we'll do it
practice.
over and over again.
Yeah, I need to practice.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, if you put it all in there, you get guys harmonizing all over the place. Yeah, I know, man. It's an atmosphere.
Okay.
It's an atmosphere. It's it's the stuff you want to play too, if you're playing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Aye.